transmission today. You're now watching the social media program on TV. It's called The Buzz, and it's always a pleasure to be here, especially on this lovely Tuesday afternoon. It's the 16th of October 2018. My name is Patience Vedokafo, your anchor on the program, and of course we're at the table again, ready to x-ray national issues, political issues, human angle stories, and of course all of the gist on social media. Good afternoon and welcome, gentlemen, to the show.
Good afternoon, madam.
Yes, I have my regulars on the program this afternoon. The Lagos State Chairman for Liberation Movement, the party promoting smart governance, Comrade Rahman Adebi is here again. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, and it's a pleasure to be here once again.
Yeah, thank you for, despite the rains, you know.
Thank you very much.
Making it down here.
Yeah.
Also, the Chairman Board of Trustees for ACTS Network, which is a good governance advocacy group. He's also a business and financial consultant, Mr. Shegun Assurance. I have to throw that in because you're always talking about assurance. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, madam.
All right, great to have you here.
Thank you.
Okay, also joining us on the show this afternoon, I think she's outside trying to pack her car. She is a presidential aspirant for the National Interest Party. She's also an astute businesswoman and a trained lawyer, amongst other things. Eunice Atuejide should be here with us in a short while, but the show has to go on. And of course, we're kickstarting it on a very, very trending note. And I'm talking about a rare video of the Kano State Governor Abdullahi Umar Kanduje, you know, that's been rotating on social media for a bit. I'm sure we've all seen that video. Even though the Commissioner of Information, Youth and Culture, Malam Muhammad Garba, has described the video as a cloned work. It's distorted, disjointed, and calculated to discredit the Kano State Governor. The Governor himself wishes to emphatically debunk the allegation that he was receiving gratification of the said amount or whatsoever from any person or body. Meanwhile, the video is actually showing the Governor on camera, and I'm sure it's a hidden camera because in some parts there were no audio and all of that. But anyways, the gist is that he accepted $55 million bribe from a contractor. Is it $55 million?
$5 million.
$5 million.
Okay. $5 million.
$5 million.
Wow.
In tranches.
Yes, yes. And the video shows him putting some into his
Babariga.
Mobile banking. Putting some in the
Babariga mobile banking.
Anyways, this is the video. Let's check it out. We'll be back after that. Interest Party, a businesswoman, a lawyer, amongst other things. Eunice Atwejide, good afternoon, Eunice.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for joining us at
Oh,
the team.
thank you for having me.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right, you walked in while we were viewing the video that's been trending on social media there. Okay, just to allow you to catch your breath, I'll start from Mr. Shokwiton. All right, so how did you react the first time you saw this video on social media?
I mean, my reaction will always be the same when these types of things go public. It's outrage. I think that Nigerians rarely get outraged enough when these things happen. We just, to my absolute dismay and disgust, I have friends that have been trying to justify this and are telling me, we don't know now, what if it was this, what if it was that? And for me, it's very simple. A public servant has absolutely no business of any sort relating with that kind of money in cash. In cash. In cash. Anywhere.
Okay.
Anywhere, and I checked just before I came now. It's actually a crime. So if it can be established that those notes are real notes, that it's not paper, there's no piece of paper that somebody just put together to try and frame him, and if it's established that he is indeed the one in that video, then he's liable to go to jail for 3 years if he's convicted. Because under the Money Laundering Act, the maximum amount of money you can transact business in Nigeria today is 5 million naira. Anything above 5 million must go through the banks. So, I mean, and we're talking of at least in 2 of those videos, you could have easily counted $250,000. Convert that to naira. I mean, so for me, he's committed a crime in public if it is established. So
well, if we're converting that to naira, though, we're talking in excess of
over 200 million.
More than that.
2 million.
No, I said over 200
I think it's more than that.
$1 million is 360 million naira. So it's very easy to convert. So we're talking of maybe 120 million or something. No, I'm sure he's talking about the 230 in the video.
In the video.
That we saw in the video.
You actually counted?
Yeah, people counted. Because it's bundles now, so as they're passing it, I know each bundle is, and then each bundle is 100 notes. So you're just counting. I mean, it's outrageous.
To make it more interesting, I think the House of Assembly of Kano State have already taken the matter up as of yesterday, and they started the probe. They set up a committee to probe. And the beauty of this is that when things like this come up, people should not just sweep it over under the carpet and say, oh, it's mere propaganda, it's mere this. Let's get to the fact. Let's know if the people who say this is real are real. Let's know the people who say, oh, they debunk it, they are real. Let's get to the fact. Now, it's before the House of Assembly members in Kano State to prove that to us now, because immediately that is done, then the impeachment process will begin, because this is a crime that you can use as an impeachable offense for the governor, because the governor has an immunity as we speak, so he can't go through trials, but there is room for impeachment, which they have to commence if they found this out to be true.
Okay. Yeah. All right, Eunice, aside being a politician, you are a legal practitioner too. So, in a case like this, can we rule out mischief? Because the Commissioner for Information, Youth and Culture is saying that the unidentified source is a serial blackmailer and extorter. Whatever that means.
On one
can we rule out mischief?
You can't rule out mischief because everybody tries to set everybody else up, especially towards election time like this. It's obviously at loggerheads with Kwankwaso, and whatever they need to do, they will do. However, I have worked with a lot of these ex-governors and ministers and DGs, and they do collect that kind of money from people. In fact, before you can get any job done, most of the time, you have to agree to give them those kickbacks. All these people who are making noise, they do it too. So you have to understand that it is just a system. This is Nigeria, that's what they tell you. And you can't get it done unless you're ready to play by the books. Kanduje is not the first person to ask for kickbacks in order for people to get contracts. And he will not be the last. And the funny thing is, he will get away with it because they know themselves. You punish him, he talks about the nice guy, he probably has evidence for somebody else. And as you're releasing his own, he's warning you, look, I've got yours. If you release mine and you do anything untoward, I will release yours too, and then all of us can dance in the gutters myself.
Okay, so that suggests that even recording the video in the first place is for a purpose.
Yes, they plan it. Okay, we're going to set you up. It's not like the system. The government is so transparent and they're using people to expose these guys so as to punish them. No, it's just to have an ace over you for when they want to get rid of you.
Wow.
We are not doing it because we want to progress Nigeria. No, it's because it's for selfish interest.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, provided the powers that be are on his side, he's getting away with it.
Wow.
The only time you would see him getting punished is if, okay, everybody deserts him, okay, we are done with you, it's time for you to pay. Then you will see that he'll go through the tires. Wow. And until that happens, all of us are wasting our breath discussing these things because it is the way it is. It has always been this way, and for a while it will probably be this way unless they start giving people like us power. So
I like the way you do that.
I like that.
I like that. 836-8971. I'm sure the number will be on the screen. It's for SMS only. But then, isn't it depressing though, to have such glaring evidence, even though they're saying this is it's not what we saw. It's an abracadabra thing. Isn't it depressing to know nothing is really going to come out of this?
For me, from the point of view in which Nigerians should take it, because Nigerians are waiting for the institution of government, the same government, to prosecute, which is the State Assembly to go through this process transparently and then come up with a report and then say this is. Don't forget. From the report we read online, those who are releasing the report are saying that there are other 9 additional videos still in their care that they can release. So it means that they are not doing this now to only blackmail. They have a purpose behind it. And if the purpose is behind it, then I will suggest to the House of Assembly members in Kano State to get those extra videos to ascertain if they were true or false and to establish, because we can't be preaching integrity. We are incorruptible to the whole world, and Mr. Integrity is the first man on the line here.
So I think about President Buhari.
No, I'm talking about the governor of Kano State is Mr. Integrity of his state. Yes, that's
they call him Mr. Integrity.
He's Mr. Integrity of his state, so he's the first person that he's the first person that should come out clean. And if he's found wanting, then I think the law should take its course. Because the truth of the matter is, well, what are we preaching? We're preaching, oh, we want a new Nigeria. And a new Nigeria will begin with people as aims of affairs. If they are good role models to those who are coming behind, then Nigeria will be better for it. Because the value they should possess, they don't have it anymore. Because
but they never had it. We don't vote people with values in Nigeria.
I'll tell you something.
We vote people with money, and these are the ways they get the money.
I'll tell you something. Nigeria, when it was established, had values. When they came in, they eroded the values.
I can't disagree with you on that.
How do you mean?
Because even the guys that set up Nigeria with personal interest involved. Everybody was doing their own thing. I mean, why did the coup in '66 happen? It's because they thought, okay, these guys are
when
not
Nigeria was about to be formed in 1959, they all put their values forward and put their own interest behind, and they formed a national.
I refuse to agree with you, but that's not the purpose of this.
Yeah, that's not the purpose. But they formed a national interest.
I'm not one of those that are blind.
It's not being blind
to the mistakes of our founding fathers. I'm not blind to them at all. They caused 99.9% of the problems we are facing today. Everybody was coming in there, and it was just all about themselves. The Hausas will come and it is about the Hausas. The Igbos will come, it is about the Igbos. The Yorubas will come, it is about the Yorubas. Then the Middle Belt people came and it was about the Middle Belt. Nobody or very few people were fighting for the national interest. And that's what we're still doing today. So they sold us this ideology we are standing on
to make it easy.
And at the end of the day, they were all stealing too. And then they've also passed down that trait, that horrible culture of stealing to us. So don't exempt our founding fathers. They are the ones that created the demon we're living with.
Maybe it can be
what
argued,
we can do.
Sorry, let him come in.
So maybe it can be argued that maybe what he means is it wasn't this brazen and this blatant at that time.
We're not there.
We're not there, but at least we have some records, we have history, we know things that we know people went to jail for certain things at that time, more so than now. So I mean, for me, but I agree with you. I don't think that, I think it's simplistic to look at the Nigeria situation from, oh, it used to be glorious and rosy. In fact, I've maintained, and I still maintain, when I hear people say, let's make Nigeria great again, I say, where'd you get the again from?
They're just copying
When
Trump.
we
They're just copying Trump. Because we're never great. We will be great,
so
but we're never
exactly.
great.
So I'm going somewhere. Sorry.
Okay, go on.
So I think that we need to look at this now. Kanduje is a member of the APC.
Yes.
And the APC's primary stanchion today is corruption.
The bane, their main campaign.
So Nigerians need to understand that these guys are the same. They're a club, they're a clique, and it's time for them to be kicked out. And I dare say it's still possible in 2019.
Okay.
But I doubt that it will happen, but it's possible. Because Eunice is here, she's a presidential aspirant.
Yes.
I have 2 other friends that are running for the presidency, and I know they're serious, right? If all of these guys, he is with the liberation movement. I mean, come on, we have intelligent people, people with passion, people with zeal, people with drive that are gunning for this office. Can we, for goodness sake, not coalesce and get one person? They tried before it failed. It's not reason not to try again. Now they are all candidates of their parties. Can we bring those parties together? Madam, can you talk to NIP, to talk to COA, to talk to ACPN, to talk to... Let's get these 10 parties or 15 parties together to fight the behemoth and the Leviathan. And we'll get them
Can I answer him?
Yeah.
Can I answer him?
I don't know.
10 seconds, I'll tell you that we actually tried at NIP. From
Yeah.
10th January to 10th June, we did try to get all these guys together. But what we discovered is that some of them are worse than the Atiku, the Buhari, the Babangidas put together, multiplied by 5 million. So at the end of the day, it's not just about bringing new guys and younger guys to power. You need to be careful. Because at the end of the day, all these guys who are causing trouble for us and in most other parts of Africa, they came in at 35 to 45.
Yeah.
None of them came in at the ages of 60, 62 and whatever. They all came in young.
So
But they were already psychopaths.
Okay.
They were already sociopaths before they got power. So when you give power to people just because they are young or new, you will be repeating the mistake of our forefathers and even us.
Okay.
So let's not do it because all of us are now have tickets there. We just carry one of us no matter what.
Yes.
We need to pick character. We need to pick integrity.
All right.
Kanduje.
10 seconds.
Yeah, Kanduje is the person in question today.
Yeah.
And what we're saying is, if he's a man of value, if he's a man of value, he will not do what he has done. Because the culture that propagate everybody in Nigeria, the values that we so have in Nigeria, tell us that certain things are wrong. A 6-year-old boy or girl in Nigeria knows that when you use influence against somebody else, it is wrong. So why the so-called leaders that are meant to be protecting the life and property of the people are in the front of all this, I think is wrong. It means that the party that throws people up, the party, has some questionable things to deal with.
Okay. All right. Anyways, the state government the Kano state government has threatened to take legal action on this matter. While the governor emphatically continues to debunk the allegation of receiving gratification of $5 million or any amount whatsoever. Let's see how